We are doing a series, an essay series. So back in 2018, I wrote this collection of essays about different topics. I'm going through and reading those now. I haven't looked at these probably since 2018, so I've forgotten a lot of the things in here. I'm going to share these essays with you. The one today is about fear. Fear is one of those things that can really paralyze us and hold us back. So today, we're going to talk about the fear fighters.
Fear paralyzes. It can evoke one of three responses: fight, flight, or freeze. Fear causes us to miss out on opportunities. What's worse, sometimes the fear comes from the people around us. It is caused by them. Not because they are doing something to hurt us physically, rather because they are so fearful until their fear rubs off on us.
Would I agree with that statement now? I don't know, but let me keep reading and see where this is going, and then I'll tell you my thoughts about it now. Let's continue.
Have you ever met a person like that? The one who is afraid of everything. And if that's not enough, they want you to be afraid of everything too. You know these fearmongers by their proper names: Nick Naysayer, Negative Nancy, Debbie Downer, Patty Party Pooper, Kyle Killjoy. These people are absolutely draining. They are miserable and want you to be miserable too. Well, if you're going to fight these powers of evil, we must have a squad. We need the fear fighters. Let me introduce you to mine.
Okay, so far into this, I think that it's important to clarify that people cannot make you feel any type of way. Let's be clear on that. No one has the power or the ability to influence your emotions in the sense of creating different feelings inside of you. So anything that you are feeling, those are your feelings, and no one can make you feel any type of way. So fear or any other kind of negative or positive emotion is not caused by any person outside of yourself, but it is situational. And so I do believe that if we surround ourselves by these negative people, just being in their presence and being in those types of situations with them will evoke these types of emotions within yourself. So in that sense, I think the fact of you being with these people and doing the types of things that these people do can put you in situations that will cause you to feel negative ways. And so I do think that it's important to surround yourself with people who are in line with the type of person you want to be. If you're with people who have nothing going for them, not going anywhere, they don't have any goals, they don't have any personality, well, what kind of energy do you think you're going to have in spending time with them? What kind of energy do you think you're going to have if you're spending time with them and this is the energy that they have? Their energy will influence your mood, and that is something that you need to protect. So that's where I think I was going with the fear fighters versus the fear mongers. All right, let's continue.
The optimist. You know the type. That one friend who can always see the positive side in the worst situation. The friend who can tell you it's going to be okay because, number one, they truly believe it to be true, and number two, because they can already see the alternative point of view. That is the important piece. You must have people around you who can see and think differently from you. We don't always see clearly when we are in the middle of the storm. This friend is the one who will help you see a positive way out. Fear runs from the optimist because fear hates alternative points of view. Fear wants you to see things one way, its way.
As I'm going through these different personality types and these different character traits, I want you to be thinking about the people in your life who fit this description, but also think about how you are this person to other people as well, because I think it's important to go both ways. Really, the key here is not just about the people we surround ourselves with, but also what kind of energy are we putting out there, because that's the type we're going to attract back to ourselves. So if I'm going through these and I'm saying the optimist, and you're like, I can't relate to that, I don't know what that looks like, well, maybe you need to change your thinking and your point of view and start looking for the positive in these situations that you find yourself in, because there's always going to be positive and negative. I don't care what the thing is. There's going to be positive and negative. But if you only look for the negative, then that's all you're going to see. Be the optimist.
The encourager. Different from the optimist, this is the friend who will hold your hand and walk with you. This friend will say you can do it, but may not know exactly how. When this friend says it, it is because they believe you are strong enough, especially if you both stand together. This is essential. A fist is more powerful than an open hand. This friend may be more spiritually connected, which means they are able to take a higher view, a faithful view, while the optimist is more of a strategic thinker. I think this is a good person to have on your squad. I mean, who doesn't love a good cheerleader? Fear runs from the encourager because fear wants you to think you are powerless. Fear wants you to think the situation cannot change.
In a previous video, I talked about the internal and external locus of control. Fear loves the external locus of control type of person, because that person is not going to look internally to see what they can do to change the situation. They're going to be looking around them and looking for other people to fix it or other people to blame. And so the encourager is that person who can stand there with you and say, you know, hey, you got this. You can do this. Put your mind to it. Figure out how to get out of this. And I'm there to support you. I'm going to cheer you on. And I can be of help however you say, but maybe I don't know what to do to fix it, but I believe you have the ability to fix it for yourself. And I'm here for you if you need me. So I think this is an important person to have in your life, but also an important person to be for yourself.
The comforter. Have you ever met a person who seems to take pleasure in kicking you while you're down and then say, I told you so? Introducing the comforter. This friend is capable of empathy rather than sympathy. Sympathy is looking at the situation from the outside and saying, poor you. The comforter will get down in the pit and walk with you until you can find your way out. They allow themselves to be vulnerable, to feel what you feel, and to see things from your point of view. You both don't stay in the pit forever. The comforter has the power to boost you up when you are ready to be boosted. It can be done without saying a word. Fear runs from the comforter because fear wants you to think you are alone. Fear gains strength by telling you to keep it to yourself.
This is one of the things that I talk to my clients who have depression. I tell them, I can't say this sentence right. I'm not speaking English today. Okay, let's try this again. This is one of the things that I talk to my clients about who have depression. That sounded so weird. Anyway, for my clients who have depression, I tell them this all the time. There we go. What is happening? Okay. The comforter. Okay, so I think one of the main things to remember is that you're not alone and you're not the first person to go through stuff. And when we're going through things, oftentimes we feel alone, and sometimes we think we're the only one who's ever experienced this and no one can understand. But I promise you, there are people in your life who probably have been there and done that and been successful. And so being able to open up about the difficulties that we're having and talk to other people is going to help you get through that situation a lot easier than if you try to go it alone. We're social beings, and so having that social support is important. Fear doesn't want you to do that because that's the way that you can keep yourself stronger. So fear wants you to be weak. It wants you to give up. And if you're talking to other people and getting comfort, that's going to weaken it. So Do the opposite of whatever the emotion is trying to get you to do. Do the opposite.
The defender. This is the fighter. You know them, the one who is down for whatever. This is the friend who is always ready to fight, to tell somebody off, to get somebody out of your face. They will jump in front of you and take up your cause. This is a friend you may have to hold back at times. But I love this friend. Everyone has an inner warrior. When fear comes, this friend will remind you to awaken your warrior. Because let's face it, facing fear is a battle. It is not easy to overcome, but once you have, it has now lost its hold on you, probably forever. That's why fear hates the defender. Fear runs from the defender because fear has no control over the defender.
I mean, I can speak from experience. My friends are ride or die. And it's like, you're not going to say anything about one of my friends in front of me, and you're not going to say anything about me in front of my friends, because we going hard. And all my friends out there, y'all know, don't play no games. So I think that it's good, it's important to have someone like this in your life. Yeah, ain't no replacement for that.
The brain. You know nothing. If you understand that, you will attract the brain who is smarter than you. There is always more to learn. Fear does not want you to tap into the power and resources of others. If you had to fight every battle just with your own brain, oh boy, that sounds awful. The brain is sharp and quick and willing to share the wealth. That's the key. There are plenty of people who are stingy with their knowledge because they don't want anyone to be smarter than they are. They always want to hold the title of smartest person in the room. That's not the brain. She wants you to be smart too, and she is willing to help. In fact, she wants the whole squad to benefit. Fear hates that. Fear wants you to think you are stupid, too stupid to fight. That cannot be farther from the truth.
I mean, I love to be around smart people. I mean, I think if I'm the smartest person in the room, something is wrong. Now, knowledge comes in different forms, and so it's not doesn't necessarily have to be book smarts. People are street smart. People have common sense. People are book smart in different areas than you are. And I want to be able to have intellectual conversations with people. I want to be able to learn from others, and I want others to be able to learn from me. And so I don't want to leech off of other people, but I think that we can create a mutually beneficial type of situation and relationship when you surround yourself with smart people. You don't know everything. It's impossible to know everything. If we can all learn from each other, then we'll all be able to progress at a faster rate than if I'm just trying to do everything myself. I've met and worked with and known people who get really anxious and intimidated by the intellect of others. They may want to capitalize on the intellectual property of other people, but then don't want to share anything in return because they want to be the smartest person in the room. And I just think that's just not, like, what's the point? What's the point of that? Don't be afraid to be around smart people, and you be smart too.
The corrector. This may be the most important friend to have. The corrector is the friend who will tell you when you are wrong. In this society, we are overrun with niceness. Many people value politeness over genuineness. Sometimes, friends see us headed in the wrong direction or making poor choices, but don't want to say anything because they don't want to upset you or be impolite. Fear loves this. Fear feeds off this because this is a form of fear of upsetting people. So now you both are operating from a place of fear. The corrector understands that sometimes your feelings need to be hurt for your own good. Be open-minded to corrections.
Okay, so I've been known to be brutally honest with people, and that's because my personal philosophy is that I would rather be real than nice. I would rather tell you the truth than to be polite and lie to you. So I think that has served me well in my professional career as a therapist because, Sometimes the truth is hard, but you need to hear it if you're going to make any changes or fix the situations that you find yourself in. And so to have a friend that trusts me enough to say, girl, what you doing? Sit down. I need that because I'm not gonna always get it right. And I want, if you are my real friend, like we like this, and then you see me going in the wrong direction and you don't tell me, I'm gonna start questioning your feelings for me. I'm gonna start questioning, like, well, are you really my friend? Like, how did you let me walk into that situation and make a fool of myself and you didn't say anything? So being a real friend means that you're willing to tell the people you care about, I don't think you're doing the right thing right now. Right? I respect your right to make your own choices, but this is what I'm seeing, and I think you need to be going in a different direction. Like, if I love you, I'm going to be willing to say that to you. And if you love me, you're going to be willing to at least listen and hear what I have to say and not, like, just instantly jump into your feelings, because you will understand that I'm coming from a place of love and caring for you, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So we all need people like that in our lives. And when people come to you and they tell you that, at least listen. Even if you don't decide to do anything different, listen and get out your feelings.
Conclusion. Fear wants you to isolate yourself. Fear tells you that no one will care, no one will help. Fear wants you to think you are alone and incapable of changing your situation or capitalizing on the opportunities that come your way. Fear will make you stand still until it's too late. We all need fear fighters to help give us the courage we need. Don't be so arrogant as to think you can do this on your own. Fear loves that. If your squad is full of fear mongers, you know what to do. Build your squad of fear fighters and be prosperous.
Well, if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you like this content and want to see more from this channel, or if you just want to show support for the channel, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, we'll see what comes next. I have no idea. Until next time, fear nothing, assume nothing, take nothing for granted. All right, y'all. Go be great.